Welcome to, for the final time, the 2023 Roger Albert Clark Rally. This is the big one. It's the 38-mile stage to finish things off. I'm smiling to myself and laughing because we've just been talking to you, but our microphones are switched off. I'm joined by Matt Cotton. Once again, we're at the finish and we'll have reaction from our crews. Martin McCormack has gone through the stage. You've got Seb, Perez, Gary McElhaney on the stage right now in that Stratos. They have got a 30-second buffer in second place, Matt. It's the first time in my rally TV career I've had a text from a cameraman say, he's 30 miles into a stage.
It's absolutely bonkers. It really, really is. Look, I mean, you know, when Colin first muted that idea that he was going to do a 30-plus mile stage, I think everybody told him he was a little bit mad. But he was persistent. He wanted to do it, and not only did he want to do it, he wanted to do it at the end of the rally as well. But hasn't it been so unpredictable? Yet here we are.
I mean, it's not just opinion, is it? He's certifiably mad, but we are very grateful for his madness. As you can see, we've got two camera locations in the stage, one of which, as I say, is 30 miles in, which is just mad. And we've got the drone footage up there as well. So we're going all in, everything on red for this final stage. The question is, of our competitors, who's sticking everything on red, Matt? Because Martin McCormack has got to manage that 5-minute, 22-second lead, which sounds very easy. But once you start driving a rally car a little differently, you're not driving it as fast, you get offline, you get on the sharp stones, things can go wrong.
Marty said to us Friday, said, what's the rush? What's the rush? And that's the kind of probably attitude that he needs to have today. What is the rush? He needs to find that balance between going quick enough to stay on the road, because these cars need to be driven at a certain pace, at a certain level, to get the grip levels up, to get the back end stuck into the ground, to get the tyres warmed up, to get them working. And that's another thing, Paul, the tyres, 38 miles. These Mark II Ford Escorts, some of the tyres will only last for about 12 miles or so. And coming into view already, we have Cahan McCourt as well into that fight with Seb Perez. Just 30 seconds between the two of them. Cahan is definitely going to have the bit between his teeth.
I think Seb was probably hoping by this point, nursing all the issues they've got on the Stratos, and fair play to Dansport for keeping that car going. He's probably hoping he could back off a bit and relax in this last 38-mile stage, but he isn't able to do that because 30 seconds is nothing through here.
Well, absolutely. The pressure's got to be kept on. Cahan hasn't let go today. Seb has had the measure of him, though. Took out a couple of seconds on each of the stages today. The Stratos just seem to be suiting this, and you can just see by this drone footage as well just how fast these stages are in this part of Kielder. That will probably suit the Stratos a little bit better, and it'll just play into Seb's hands a bit, but as we know, he's got to be inch perfect for 38 miles.
It's all been regraded recently. It's in staggeringly good condition. Some of these bits of the stage haven't been used for some time though, and don't those stages look amazing? We've got some fantastic camera views for you to give you the full experience. We're going to get you as close as we can, stage side seats for this very last stage. Wherever you're watching from, do let us know. We'll get to your comments in a short while, but what we will be doing is also getting the comments from our top three as they come through the finish, and we will be getting those results as quickly as we can from the times. And Matt Cotton and I are not the best at doing our maths at the end of the stage. We're both sort of looking at each other like, are you going to do it?
I know, I'm pretty terrible, to be fair. I know
what's going to happen. Matt's going to dive out with the microphone, and I'm going to be left there having to do the blooming maths. He's positioned himself near the edge of the door for the studio. But no, we are going to bring you that reaction as soon as it comes in, so you will not get a quicker reaction than watching this live feed. And we know you've loved this coverage this week. We know that you've made a lot of noise about it and told the world about the Roger Albert Clark Rally. Thank you, because you know what, without you there'd be no mandate for us doing this.
Well, absolutely. And we feel like we've been on a journey with you as well, and hopefully we've conveyed the journey that everybody has been on this week, whether it's a competitor, a fan, people watching at home. We're all one big family this week.
We are. As I say that, there is Jason Pritchard, who he's had a rough ride of it this week. He's had a lot of bad luck, had some problems with the car, but it just seemed to be one thing after another. And every time it was, is it Jason again?
He had absolute terrible luck in Kershup yesterday. A double puncture, or a puncture on the first run, a puncture on the second run, just put him right out of contention. Look, he's in a better pace than he was in 2021. He didn't make it out of North Wales stages in 2021. He was vying for the lead that time. That's just not going to be possible. Well, now you see, there we go. I've just done it, haven't I? It's not going to be possible. But is it, Paul?
It's possible.
Of course it is.
Would we have had Solberg off a few hundred yards from the flying finish. Not even that. I should be talking in meters, shouldn't I? So, getting to some of your comments. Good to have you with us this morning. Peter Lewis says he's watching, and McCormack is flying on the tracker. I hope not. That's our drone, I think you can see. Dave Triggle, he looks like he's nervous. It's very difficult to tell. We don't expect him to be, of course. A word for the competitors that we are gutted not to have through this final stage, though. Chilman, Ingram, Solberg. The list goes on. I've got
It on my crib sheet here that I use to interview the drivers. I have 22 competitors on the first sheet. Out of those 22 competitors, I have 7 left.
Barrett, that's bad, isn't it? Barrett looks really smooth through there. He hasn't been the smoothest during the day today, but he's really smooth.
But is that McKenna? Is that Barry McKenna? We just missed that over your shoulder there. I think that was Barry McKenna off into the distance. Barry went off the road, same stage this morning as Oliver Solberg, but has got back on and decided to do this last stage for the lap. Somebody else that is this man.
Yeah, told us he was coming back to do the big one, and he wants to win this stage. Expect to see him pushing ever so hard. And you can see already that car at all sorts of angles we've not seen yet, because there's less to lose when you're fighting for a stage win and not a rally result, because they've had some rotten luck as well and then got stuck in a bog yesterday. And fair play, you know, Robbo and Sambo, as we like to call them, they capture the spirit of events like these, because getting back out twice with all the extra mileage, taking the car back to Ripon to get it sorted, it's just been something special. Pritchard has stopped. As far as the track is concerned, we've learnt not to get too excited too soon with the tracker, but that is one thing to watch. Hello to Dave Triggle, enjoying the banter. Is this what this is called, Matt? Banter.
It can be called, after 4 days of this, 5 days now, you can call it whatever you like. It can be what you want it to be.
We do want to say a big thank you to Exmouth Motor Club, Silverton Motor Club, the marshals out there on this big stage have been helping our crews with setup, helping just rearrange some of the shrubbery and things like that. It's always good to have really helpful marshals. And we've got an army of over 1,600 marshals over this 3 days. 5 days, 3 countries, monster, epic, grueling, whatever you like, eventually.
And I've said it on every single live feed, but the welcome that we've received at the end, every single stage end, at every service in, the smiles on everybody's faces, it brings out... it just brings out something special in you, I think, this rally, and everybody has just enjoyed it to the absolute maximum. Look at these shots, Paul. It's
just
fantastic.
Gorgeous, aren't they? Michael Evans enjoying the coverage. Phil Wilkinson watching from France, enjoying the coverage as well. Brian Kemp from a less exotic East Sussex. Peter Lewis is watching whilst playing Dirt Rally 2 on Sweet Lamb. Well, why not? I think that's a cracking idea.
Absolutely.
What are the times like? James Cassidy says, Barney Mitchell for Lord Mayor of Margaretfeld.
Absolutely. Some of the comments Barney has been coming out with over the last few days. It's beautiful to entertain.
A lot of support here on the coverage from the Irish contingent. Joe Evatt watching from workshop while taking the engine out of the marina. Gutted to see that Rob didn't get through in that Unipart marina. But I tell you what, there's a feature in tonight's RAC rally. And Rob, quite a character.
Just believe. Yeah, look, we know two cars can do it. We know Millman, a couple of years ago, and it was only a 1,600 versus 2 litre, I think. So we know they're very, very capable, but simple kudos.
Just hearing, and actually from you guys, which is good. We've got roving reporters at home. McCormack has an issue. Perez in front on the road. The tracker's not working properly, so if you are using the tracker to get that, you're not going to get up-to-date information at the moment. We're just waiting for our second camera location to confirm where everyone's running on the road. So we will confirm we're 30 miles in. We'll get some warning. Bex Hinton's going to be on the camera for us at the finish when we get what will be a pleasingly chaotic scene when we get our top three into the finish here. We've got a Roger Albert Clark inflatable arch up, and it's looking very ready for action down here at the finish of this 38-mile stage. Sorry for the slight microphone stutter there. There's our open rally. We can't call them winners just yet, can we? They've got a few miles to do on those tyres apart from anything else, but it's looking good, isn't it? A staggering lead for Neil Weaver and Jack Morton in that Corsa Super 1600. So the cars, compared to the rest of the week, are now going in basically in pace order, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. 19 minutes and 8 seconds the lead in the open category over Brian Jardine, Declan Campbell.
Isn't it?
It is staggering. Neil Weaver, Jack Morton doing a superb job, overcoming a few issues over the last few days, but fair play to Neil. He builds a good car, and that just means that Corsa has certainly, at least so far, lasted the distance.
Chris Williams asking, are they starting this stage on 2-minute intervals? No, still minute intervals.
Not as far as I know.
Not as far as we know. Hello to Mark Watkins. Good to see you at the scrutineering. Thanks for saying hello the other day. Seems a long time ago now, doesn't it? Alison Knox watching from Pundershaw Forest. Matthew Robinson apparently looking like he's on a charge. Richard Jordan, James Grattan Smith there. They got the confidence back in the car, and it's been great to see them going so well this week after that accident they had on the Woodpecker.
Yeah, absolutely. That took a lot out of them. Certainly took a lot out of James as well. This is the rally to get back on the horse, if ever there was once.
It's a big old horse.
It is a big old horse. Exactly, but just that. They've had to saddle up and get on with it. And, you know.
Hello to Dennis Stanford KC, one of the hardest working people in rallying. He's always out marshalling or manning a stop line, whether it's circuit rallying, forest rallying, whatever it is. Dennis, just for your information, Perez might be shown in front of the tracker. We're pretty sure that the tracker's not quite working because of the signal in parts of this stage. So we will confirm who's first on the road when they come through our second camera location 30 miles into the stage. And at that point, we will be getting ready for reaction. But at that point, we've still got, you know, an average, quite a long stage length in the national rally to go, Matt.
Exactly, another 8 minutes, 9 minutes or so, even after they pass our second camera location. They started this stage on time, we understand, or, well, not on time, but at 14:03 was the start time, and they've been going some 15 odd minutes or so. So, yeah, plenty more to come.
Hello to Len Davies, who's watching from Newcastle Emlyn in West Wales. Wonder if you made it out to the Welsh leg. How good was Little Ossian this week, by the way, who introduced himself to us on Wednesday and said he wanted to do what me and Matt Cotton do and Phil Bramwell do, and so we thought, why not give him a shot?
Absolutely. He should be here with us, to be fair, but I'm sure he's at school today.
Yeah, he's back in Wales. Then he did the Welsh leg, and Ossian's dad was very good at, as well at helping with that. But great to get fans involved with the coverage, because that's what it's all about. Loads of you have been getting involved, sending me photos. We absolutely love getting those. The special stage studio phone where you can send things directly in has not stopped, and it's not stopping yet either. And we're endeavouring to get this show ready for you for this evening. And as soon as that goes live, we'll put some more of those shots in as well. That show tonight will not be live, though. It will be a recorded show, but a bit of a look back at the last 5 days of this epic rally adventure, and some features from the service area with some of the cars and the personalities on the Roger Albert Clark rally, and an exciting competition where you can win a model of the Amigos Lancia Stratos, the actual one. So don't miss that tonight for your chance to win that. All the details coming up in that rally report at 8 o'clock. Now, if you're just tuned in, this is the big one. It's the one that many people, Matt, have been waiting for, but no one quite knows what this would look like at the end of such a gruelling amount of mileage and over 3 countries, to then have a 38 miler when everyone's absolutely wiped out.
Yeah, absolutely. I think everybody sort of looked at that when all the information came out and sort of mentally prepared for it, and then possibly put it to the back of their mind, actually, because, you know, they had to cope with the stages in South Wales, they had to cope with the stages in Mid Wales, they had to cope with Scotland, and I think most people have taken one day, one stage at a time, and kind of just put it to one side. And I think as they've done those 3 stages this morning, they've come to the end of this and thought, oh my gosh, we've got to join this back up again.
That's a fantastic comment from Mark Lewis. This rally has reinvigorated my love for the sport and desire to redon the tabards. What a fantastic comment that is. And that is very much a mission complete.
Just goes to show that this rally can inspire absolutely everybody, not just the guys and girls that are sat there trying to get the cars out of the garage to come and compete in 2025, but the marshals as well, you know, the volunteers out there, the spectators who want to get the cooking stove out, get the gas going again and camp out in the forest and do what they do to sort of reinvigorate themselves and get that spice for rallying back again, because it's so easy to become stale sometimes, even in the sport that you're really invested in and that you love. You just need sometimes a bit of a shot in the arm, and I really think that the Roger Albert Clark Rally has done that.
Certainly has for me. Ben and Stephen Smith in that glorious Mark I Escort look, hammering their way through these 38 miles. We'll have fair warning before our crews get to the finish, because we'll have an 8-mile warning, in fact. So once we start getting car 1, if indeed we get car 1, I don't say anything more than that. But we're given what's gone on today, how could you not consider the possibility that things could change? It's certainly not, we've not gone into this stage thinking that's how it's going to end up, right through the order, have we?
No, we haven't. And remind our viewers at home and stage side, 5 minutes and 22 seconds is the difference between Marty and Seb. And on a normal day in the forest, you and I doing what we do, it would be an absolute eternity. But in this stage, it's a puncture, it's a slight off into the ditch, it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing.
It's a comfort margin at best, because, as you say, the biggest bit of jeopardy now is a puncture, I think, for Marty. I don't think he's going to be pushing hard enough to throw it off. So I think it is then a case of, if he's not doing the normal lines because he's not absolutely gunning it, the car's going to be at different angles to normal, and that's when you can pick up punctures.
Absolutely. I mean, there's guys and girls out there that would know better than me, but I would say, I would make a guesstimate that a set of rear tyres on a Mark II Escort would last normally for about 12 miles, 10 to 12 miles, something like that. If you manage them, maybe 15. We've got a double and a half it. We really have got a double and a half it. So, look, you know, it's all about tyre management. It's all about the whole concept of this entire stage. It's not, you can't be narrow-minded when you've come into this one.
No. Jamie Edwards joining us on the stream. Gutted for you guys, putting that Sierra Cosworth on its roof. We did want to see that Group A Sierra Cosworth through here as well, but thank you for bringing it out. And do you know what? I was taking pictures of you guys at the stage end. I've got so many pictures of that Sierra Cosworth on my phone because you were just having so much fun. Kev Proctor and Jamie Edwards, who were quite a way ahead in the battle of the 90s, Matt.
Yeah, and really sad to see that. That's my kind of era. That's just what I want to see. And it was also sad to see, while we're talking about the four-wheel drive sort of Group A era, it was also sad to see Darren Martins parked up in that Subaru Legacy this morning, and that's just this morning on the final day. So it's really devastating. For me, it would have been lovely to have seen the Sierra Cosworth and that Subaru Legacy cross that finish line.
The 90s well and truly alive with that Nova. Well, that's probably actually late 80s, isn't it? The Constantines, but that's fantastic at Nova Sports. A genuine sport.
I know, and finished last week. Unbelievable.
Yeah, quite good. Was it 23rd overall on Mull in their courses? So I suppose that's the perfect car to then jump into the Roger Albert Clark in, isn't it? I'm just wondering who's that that's pulled up.
It's Mr. P.
Perez.
It's Mr. P. Yep, it is.
There he is.
Mr. P. And of course, huge thanks to Amigos for sponsoring our live feeds throughout this weekend. We couldn't be here, we couldn't be bringing you all of this coverage without their support. So it's great to have them on board.
I wonder if he, for a moment, imagined quite how much coverage Amigos Lancia Stratos would get this week, though, because obviously in the past reliability's been the issue, and we've seen reliability the issue this week, but the team have just kept it. I mean, pretty much they've patched that thing up and they are nursing it through. Seb must be sweet talking that little Italian sports car. As he said the other day, it's had a few Italian moments.
Yeah, absolutely. But look, nobody knows that car better than Dan Sport. Those guys have lived and breathed that car for the last God knows how many years, 10 years or so. They know every single inch of that car. They know every nut and bolt on it, and they know everything that they need to do to keep it going. There was radiator changes, hoses, coolant hoses leaking, starter motor failure this morning. It just throws everything at them, and still they keep on going, and we are so delighted to be able to see that Stratos still going in this rally and on a podium as well.
Question for you. Maurizio Tiveron is watching from Fuerteventura. I presume Rob Swan is watching from Barbados, or he might indeed be. Would you rather be right now, Kilda?
Yeah.
In November?
Yes.
Or one of those exotic locations?
You can keep that. You can keep it. Seriously, the fever here is insane. I'm almost shaking. It's just the atmosphere here is amazing. There's quite a few people who've turned up to watch the cruise over the stop line of the final stage.
Banners into the stage, by the way, and you can see from the car the windscreen wipers are on, and that's how mad this is. We've not got rain here, but they have got rain at the start of this stage, 30 odd miles away.
Almost another country away, Paul, and that's just it. Have we had cars into our second camera yet? And that's bonkers.
It is crazy, isn't it? We've never had anything like this before. Having to actually fill in between cars for so long is quite an unusual novelty. I'm just wondering where is Steve? Is he still in the car?
He's moved the car, has he? He's gone.
No, he's over there. Let's try and get him. We'll get Steve Perez to just join us over here for a little bit of a chat, because he's a proud dad, regardless now of how this goes, regardless of how this last day went. He posted earlier to say that he was a proud dad because, you know, no one can take away the performance they've had. But I put a post up the other day with a doctored version of the Autosport magazine from 1974. And I said, do we dare to dream, Steve? And I wondered at the time if I was maybe tempting fate. A few people did say that, but we dare to dream now, don't we?
I'm still dreaming. I mean, this is a dream. I've spent 15 years trying to get this car to work, to be competitive, be reliable, and I can't believe we're here in the RAC Rally in second position, exactly the same place we were 2 years ago, except last time Seb was in an Escort.
Expect an Escort to go the distance, but this Stratos maybe not so. But here we are, and if this happens, I know it's not the same RAC Rally, but in spirit and soul it very much is. It will be the best result ever for a Lancia Stratos on the RAC.
Yeah, I think the highest Lancia Stratos has ever finished, I think, is third.
Sandro Minari in third in 74, and it's so surreal that we went into today with a Lancia Stratos second on the RAC on the final day.
No, it's incredible, but this car just scares me to death because it's got a way of biting you. It tried to kill me. But on the other hand, you know, I've just had this love affair with the car. When I first saw Sandro Minara driving the car when I was marshalling in Alton Park, it just created this love affair which I've had ever since. And I really can't believe I'm here now on the RAC Rally. But I'm going to say one thing about it. Obviously I'm biased as my son, but what a drive he's had, whatever happens, it's such a hard car to drive. It wants to bite you all the time. It's really nervous, but it's also very, very delicate. It's fragile and it's very easy to break it. So Seb's having to drive it really carefully on all the rough stages, but then when it's fast, go. So it's a real balancing act.
Plenty of fast bits in here. What problems is he nursing on the car? Because I know it's got a few bumps and noises coming out of it now.
Well, last night the boys were working on the car till 4:30. They had to change the internals of the gearbox and crown wheel and pinion. And that involved actually taking the engine out, mostly out, and then they found lots of bits. And had they not done that, the car wouldn't have finished today.
Fantastic. That's the voice of Steve Perez, the man with his Amigos tequila flavoured beer brand above the door, and the man who has had the vision to sponsor this enhanced media package. So thank you to Steve, and the man who you're all very grateful to for bringing that Lancia Stratos out to play for Seb and Gary to do the business with, and do the business they have been. Matt, what have we got? Any news from the second camera location yet?
No, we're just waiting for cars to come to fill there on the junction 47. Yes, you read that right, 47. We've also been having a quick look at the tracker, Wayne and I, and it just seems a little glitchy. We're not going to read too much into that at the moment. Phil will be able to bring us the most up-to-date news, I guess. And that car looks like a Mark II coming into view at junction 47. So I'm assuming that looks like a Marty McCormack to me.
There we go, 8 miles from the end of this stage. McCormack now into view. A few miles that I hope he'll take a bit of time to reflect and cherish as he's driving them, because sometimes you get to the end and you realise what you've just done. I think they've got time in the car now to realise what's about to happen, Matt.
I think they're going to enjoy every single moment of this last 8 miles. In
Rainbow up there in the sky, look, over the top of the stage.
What a fitting end to this rally. We've had pretty much everything, haven't we? We've had the sights and sounds of 3 nations over the last 5 days, and here we have Marty McCormack on his way to potentially a 4th Roger Albert Clark rally victory. There must be some thoughts running through his mind right now. Let's just hope he can just keep it on the straight and narrow.
I'm sure that's one of the thoughts. That pot of gold for the Rainbow is very definitely the end of this, what was the Hope House stage earlier today, isn't it? And our drivers and co-drivers, so much going through their mind. This will be, if you've watched the finish celebrations of a national rally, this will be something very different. Even a WRC event wouldn't have the emotions of this, because these are clubman competitors who have put everything into the RAC this year. Absolutely everything. They're invested, fully invested, financially, emotionally, and everything else.
And I'll tell you what, nobody works harder. Nobody works harder than Marty McCormack. Relentlessly on his phone. When he goes to rallies, he is just working right up to the moment that he puts his helmet on.
But you said twerking then? He's twerking right up until the moment he gets in the car.
No, honestly, he is absolutely just invested in his work. And then to take 5 days out to do this rally is such a mission for him. And that's what it's like for everybody, you know, that resonates right down the field. It's a week off work, more than a week off work. And it's not just a week off work for the drivers, it's the service crew, it's the management, some people have chefs even, you know, it's such an investment in time, effort and money. And I think that's what makes it so special. And as you say, that's what makes it so emotional when our crews get to the finish.
Tony Jardine, talking of which, had a time lapse in last night's rally report show of his management service at the side of the road, and there was a full table set up with very ordered, very OCD pleasing orders of food, and I'm pretty sure there were some cucumber sandwiches in there. Hello to Peter Solberg and to Oliver Solberg, who I'm told are tuned in to the coverage and have loved being able to follow the progress. Gutted, absolutely gutted for Oliver this morning, but as Peter said, you know what, I couldn't ask any more from him, because today was a day for big pushes, and sometimes it goes wrong when you're pushing big.
Absolutely, that's, you know, you're going fast enough to win, you're going fast enough to come off. That's kind of how it goes, and I don't think anybody thinks anything less of him for going off this morning. You know, we all knew he would be on an absolute mission. We all knew he would be on an absolute charge, and he had to do that. It was trophy or trailer.
Gutted for those competitors who have also dropped out just before this final stage as well. Steve Allman-Smith among them, just parking the Mark I Escort up. Absolutely gutted for you, Steve. Long way back to the Isle of Man, but you got almost all the way, and you have had one epic rally adventure, haven't you? There's no Stratos. We've got Catherine McCourt through our second camera location, and we're not seeing a Stratos at the moment. That 30-second gap has gone. Whatever's happened in there, 30 seconds has gone, hasn't it, in between those two cars if he's first. Unless we've missed the Stratos through, I don't think we have. Watching different camera angles.
We certainly have, Paul. Let's, as I say, we can't rely too much on the trackers. They are a safety item. With, you know, there is a certain percentage of leniency we have to give them, so we have to rely on our eyes, we have to rely on our ears. You will hear the Stratos before
confirmation from Phil Bramwell, our cameraman at the second location, 30 miles in.
Perez.
No Perez, no Stratos.
Perez.
The Stratos is somewhere in between our two camera locations. At the moment, it is, according to the tracker, which we are taking loosely because there have been some issues with the signal, but we can confirm that in road position alone, no Lancia Stratos. Yet more drama here through this last stage of the Roger Albert Clark rally. It has delivered from the word go. We've had drama from stage 1, and we've got more drama here at the final stage, stage 33. At the moment, Martin McCormack is through the second camera location, 30 miles into the stage. Cahan McCourt is through second. Pritchard now coming into view. Phil Clark alongside in that North Road Garage Mark II Escort. He's had a bit better luck today, which is a bit frustrating for him. It's all seemed to come together this late stage, but you know what? This could be a stage where things turn on their head, and we've talked about the possibility of this, Matt.
He's showing back there, yeah, okay. Yeah, the tracker isn't accurate. We're not going to rely on that at the moment,
but we can confirm
our
that
eyes
the
show
Stratos
us,
is not through.
Yeah.
Our camera teams at those locations have confirmed the Stratos is not
through
through
yet.
that second part of the stage.
Pritchard will...
Fingers
Jason
crossed for the
Pritchard,
Stratos, everybody. Yep. Yeah, that would put Jason Pritchard in third. That would be remarkable. Given his frustrations this week, a remarkable finish if that's what it is. It certainly looks that way at the minute. Just real drama here. I then speak to Steve. He looks ever so stressed.
I'll tell you what. This is the time where I think we just use our own eyes, we use our own ears, and we just wait at the
Theo
stop
Bengry
line.
through this first part of the stage there in the Opel Ascona 400 that you saw in our RAC rally report coverage last night. Was rallying an Opel Ascona 400 in the same year that Walter Roll won the World Championship in one in 1982. There's some real emotion already here at the finish, and we're all waiting for our first cars through, but at the moment we are expecting Marty McCormack and Barney Mitchell into the finish to become provisional winners of the Roger Albert Clark Rally 2023. If you just tuned in, it's been at work, dash back from a meeting to watch the end of this stage. There's no Stratos to the second part of the stage. We're not sure exactly where it is. The trackers haven't been accurate enough for us to give you a full view of that, but we do have confirmation from our camera teams that Cahan McCourt is through ahead of the Stratos. That's the 30 seconds gone anyway, whatever happens.
And if by an unhappy coincidence, Paul, it has just started to absolutely bucket down here at the stop line, I guess.
We saw the rain coming, didn't we, from the first part of the stage, almost in another county.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I mean, you know, the gods are looking down, and that is not a nice way, but I can confirm Marty is through the finish.
Barry McKenna's through the finish, through the first of our cameras as well. Martin McCormack, Barney Mitchell come here. This being 38-mile stage to become provisional winners of the 2023 RAC Rally after one heck, Matt, of a battle.
It's absolutely sensational to see those guys reach the finish. I'm sure there will be an emotional chat from Marty as he gets out the car. We're going to get him to pull forward a second. You get his time, that's really important. A handshake will come from Colin Heppenstall. It's a tradition now that the clerk of the course gets out, has a quick chat with Marty, congratulates him. They have a little bit of a conversation, and we'll pull Marty forward. We'll pull Marty forward. And we'll get them out of the car. I'll tell you what, boys, get yourselves on top of this car, guys. Even before we have a chat, let them get on top of that car. That's
you see the heat inside the car.
Come on,
These guys
Barney.
have been working hard. The emotion is clear to see inside that car.
Come on, Barney. Up you get. On the roof. Come on, boys. Your 2023 Roger Albert Clark Rally winners, Marty McCormack and Barney Mitchell. What a way to end the 2023 Roger Albert Clark Rally. 38 miles, a four-time winner of this epic event.
Wow, I just can't believe it. That was a tough one. That was a really tough one. The whole event, the whole thing, us, the whole, wow, I can't believe I'm here. That stage, everything, it's just been so hard. It's been a real fist fight the whole way, like, and here we are.
Would you have believed after day one that you'd be standing here on that roof again for the 4th time? Nothing was certain in this rally, was it?
No, nothing at all, nothing ever. Like when I was stuck in a ditch on Dalbeatty on Saturday, I wouldn't have said that I'd be standing here today, but that's what this rally is about. That's an endurance event. It's tough, it's just got everything. It has absolutely everything. I mean, you see when you go through a stage like that at the speed we just did, it's not about being fast all the time. It's just about being there at the finish, and wow, I can't believe it.
And what have you got to say to your wingman over there? He's been legendary, hasn't he?
Absolutely legendary.
Barney,
you know what I mean?
like
on Friday when I nearly scared the shit out of the both of us. I think I did actually scare the shit out of the both of us. And he just put his hand up and goes, right, Marley, that's enough now.
Barney, you've done a lot of miles with this man, probably most of them in there actually. What's it been like for you?
Oh, it's been a fight actually all weekend, but just so many silly issues, and we've been busy at work before it, and so. But you just keep plugging away. Fair play to Ollie and them. Their pace, like, you know, as the prep they put into it, everything they do, you know why they're a professional crew and the talent's there. Like, but here, you have to finish it. It is what it is. The crew, our team, worked at this thing. Everybody.
Come on, get them around, guys. They deserve this just as much as you do. Get around for a quick photo. Barney, the other side.
So into the finish now.
A
You
quick
can
photo.
see the second car into the finish, Matt. And we're not expecting a Lancia Stratos into here. Unfortunately, it's Cahan McCourt, Liam Moynihan to finish second place on the 2023 RAC Rally. Drama from the very first moment. Drama right to the end of this 5-day adventure. It's quite emotional down here, I've got to tell you. We're all feeling it. And thoughts with
Huge.
Seb and Gary inside that Stratos. Matt, confirmation then, no Stratos. Cam McCourt, Liam Moynihan, second place on one of the most remarkable RAC rallies of all time. The Roger Albert Clark rally in more ways than one. I'm feeling the emotion down here.
The hustle and bustle of the stop line is always very, very fascinating at the end of the Roger Albert Clark rally. Emotions are high. There's plenty of people that want the congratulations. There's a run-up. Kathleen, bring the car forwards. Bring the car forwards. And whilst Marty McCormack and Barney Mitchell have got that victory under them, we should really, really give a huge shout out to this man here, Cahan McCourt, Liam Moynihan alongside.
Third car into the finish. A car that I think it's fair to say the driver and co-driver were not expecting to be coming in third place into the finish. Jason Pritchard, Matt, into the finish here. They'll know what's happened. They'll have passed that Stratos in the stage. Cahan, tell me about it. How are you feeling?
Oh, we went in a wild push at the start of that stage, and then Seb went off, and it was just the longest 15k I've ever done. Like,
Where was Seb?
about halfway in, he went off down a straight, you know. So, they're all right. They're out of the car and that, but oh, hey, this mad stage in there.
Did you expect 5 days ago that this was something you would be doing, somewhere you would be stood here at the end of this grueling 38-mile stage?
Said at the start of this event, we keep our noses clean the whole way through, and I think we've done that. Probably proved a lot of people wrong, so a lot of people would have had me out in the first stage, but no, very glad to be here, and second is just phenomenal for me.
It is phenomenal, and just give us a little bit of a flavour, if you can, just of how grueling this has been.
Oh look, I've never done an event like this before, ever. It's 5 long days, no sleep, notes, living out of a camper van. Here, I wouldn't change it for the world now.
Liam is coming into shot. He's just resetting that watch. That watch has got the all-important final time on for you, second place. How does that feel?
This is beyond dreaming for Cahan. Like, this man has never driven a car in gravel. He'll be second to Marty. Sure, you're not going to be Martin. There's no one going to be Martin this rally, but this is beyond dreams and delight for everyone. And an Irish one too. I'm we're here to take over, like.
Yeah, well, you are taking over at the moment. You say no one can beat Marty at the start of this 5 days. It wasn't Marty McCormack leading this rally. A lot has happened.
But who's here now? Yeah, but who's here now?
Absolutely, but there was no knowing what was going to happen next, was there? And from your seat, that must have been a pretty tense 5 days.
Like we said from the word go, if we're here at the end of the rally and keep out of trouble, we'll be well up. And that was the whole aim. There was no time this weekend we stuck our nose out. You can't, because these cars are 40 years old, you'll break them. You just can't. And look at Marty here, like, he played the waiting game. It's all about the waiting game this rally, so.
Captain McCourt, Liam Moynihan, congratulations, second place on the RAC. Is Matt found Jason Pritchard?
We'll get Jason to move down, get him under the arch.
Okay, we'll get him to move down, but Jason is by the car. Let's get a bit of fresh emotion as he steps out of this car. You have had a tough 5 days. You've not had the best of luck. In fact, you probably had some of the worst luck, and you didn't think you would here. I know for a fact you didn't think you'd be here.
No, yesterday when the alternator failed, we were in the middle of nowhere, no phone signal, and I was thinking, are we going home tonight or in the morning? And hey, here we are with a podium. So yeah, fair play to the team, and yeah, 2 years' time we have to have another go.
At what point did it feel like the momentum was shifting a little bit? Because we said earlier today, after last night, you seemed a lot more confident, a lot happier, and the progress seemed to be better.
Hey, we had nothing to lose after the second punch. The first punch was bad enough, and then the second one, it was just go and enjoy the miles. And yeah, when you're enjoying it, the time's just come.
Let's get Phil round here. Where is he? He looks like he's been working hard as well. Phil, very quickly, you look like you've been working hard in there in that co-driver's seat. Tell us about how you're feeling right now.
Oh, just so happy. So happy. We had lots of issues, but, you know, today's been a really good day. Thoroughly enjoyed that 40 mile. Fair play. Thank you to the Eppenshaw family, all of them, the Roger Albert Clark Motor Club. It all works.
It makes it more emotional that you really didn't expect this to happen, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. No, absolutely it does. I tell you what almost got me. We come round the corner, right-hand corner, there's about 10 marshals, all clapping like this, you know. And I tell you what, it was a bit of a struggle, because it was so nice to see it.
I can see the emotion on your face, and it is absolutely wonderful to see the emotion from our winners, our podium finishers here on the 2023 RAC Rally. Matt, the emotion there on Phil Clark's face. He said the marshals were clapping as they came around that final corner, and that got him. He was struggling to get the pace notes up. I'm feeling emotional, stood here.
You can just see it on his face. Look, you can just see it on everybody's face. The relief, the emotion from these guys coming through. I don't think anybody there has got a dry eye in the house. Even these guys behind us, the crowds that we've got here, it's just like nothing else I've ever seen. It's amazing.
I'm feeling so much for the Stratos team right now. The Amigos team in that Lancia Stratos. Off the road, we're hearing from Liam. Cahan told us, didn't he, that they were off the road on a straight. So goodness knows what's happened there. But how must they be feeling right now?
Look, it's the highs and lows of this rally all wrapped up into one stage. You just can't comprehend what's going through Seb's mind at the moment. We're just devastated for him, of course. It's just gut-wrenching. The whole world will be just as devastated as we are, I can imagine.
You're watching the scenes at the finish of the 38-mile stage, the big one, and you are also seeing, hearing, and hopefully feeling the emotion here as well as our top three on the RAC. Matt Cotton busy getting them arranged and doing the social media. Stay tuned to the Roger Albert Clark Facebook page for all of the reaction and all of the updates. The emotion down here is quite incredible. It's just been such a remarkable day. Can I just interrupt very briefly? I need to get of the emotional people. I know you're not a particularly emotional person, Colin, but you must be so proud of what you've done here, because everybody, thousands of people, World Rally stars, British Rally champions have been saying that what you've created here is something that nobody has seen for a long time. Again, emotional to saying it.
Yeah, very much so. It's been an experience and a journey. Being able to run this 38 miles right at the end hasn't been done for 40 odd years. It's something special, and you've seen the reaction of the crews that have been coming over the finish line. The event's just getting bigger and better year after year after year. The amount of foreign interest from, especially from Sweden, with with all and everything. It has been superb, and the footage that yourselves have been putting out all the way through the event is second to none. There's no other rally that's seen the type of coverage. So yeah, absolutely, very, very pleased, very, very proud, and here's to more years to come on the event.
Drama from the word go, drama in the very last stage. You couldn't have called it from day 1 to day 5, could you?
Of course we could call it. We knew that was going to happen. This event always has drama. Doesn't matter whatever year. It's because it's such a long day. Doesn't matter who leads after the first stage. It's very rare the lead at the last stage, and we needed a good finish because it's been 20 years. So yeah, great, brilliant. It's what it's all about.
Congratulations on 20 years, Colin Heppenstall, the Rally Manager, the man with the vision, a vision which you're seeing come to life before your very eyes, and a vision which has delivered such spectacle and drama throughout the last 5 days. Ladies and gentlemen, the RAC Rally these days, maybe called the Roger Albert Clark Rally, may have just elements of the original map, but the feeling, the emotion, the drama of the original RAC Rally is very much alive today, right now, here in Northern England.
I'm emotional, and I haven't even driven an inch of those stages
Even
this
Colin
weekend.
was struggling, and he's not an emotional character.
Look, the effort and work that has got into this rally is just unfathomable. You just cannot believe it. Everything that he and this family have had to do to put in to make this such an impressive rally on so many levels. It's touched the heart and souls of, I would safely say, millions this weekend. It's just been unbelievable that nobody has crossed that finish line without tears in their eyes. Just the very fact that they've made it to the end of this rally is just simply
Twitter throwing up the pain of C. Perez's tweet as he was stood here watching at the beginning of this stage. And how must they be feeling right now?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we'll obviously get to the bottom of it a little bit later on and try and catch up with Seb and just find out what's going on. But look, at the end of the day, that Stratos proved its worth. Seb proved its worth. We can't take that away from him. That's in the history books, that's on the stage times, that's on the leaderboards. It's there. Just because he didn't quite make it to the end of this one, well, we shouldn't take that away from him whatsoever.
Neil Weaver, just before we wrap up, and Jack Morton through the finish. Should we get a quick word before we wrap up?
Please.
And then we've got to make our way to the finish, so we'll get a quick word with our Open Rally winners.
2 seconds, I get a delay on the video.
You've done it again, and in formidable, dominant style, Neil. Jack, get round here as well. You had such a big lead, and yet you were throwing this thing around. It was so entertaining to watch. You were not coasting through those last few stages.
It's been good. This morning was the worst day for us. We got a misfire for the 4 stages, so we had a bit of a push in there. It's all good.
This man has been winning quite a few things this year. You've won. That's the double. What's the triple? I wonder if you get the Roger Albert Clark Rally and the Asphalt Championship, and maybe the BTRDA would be the triple. But congratulations, Jack. It's been quite a different experience having such a big lead.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Yeah, I think I've won 4 rallies on the bounce now, so it's not too bad, is it? But this has just been unbelievable how tough it's been over the last 5 days. So big hats off to Neil. Like he's listened to everything that I had to say to him. Got carried away in a few places where I had to back him off.
We saw that. You had such a big lead, and yet you were chucking this thing around.
Yeah, there was a few points where I had to have a couple of strong words to him, but no, he listened to everything what I had to say, and absolutely amazing rally, and hats off to the boys that's helped us all the way through. Like, couldn't have done it without them. So yeah, absolutely amazing.
Jack Morton, who is somewhat of a good luck charm to rally drivers these days, winning 4 rallies on the bounce. Matt, we sort of knew that was going to happen given their lead, but again, you never know what's going to happen. Look at the Stratos. You just never know what's going to happen.
Absolutely. 19-minute lead or something coming into this one. It was definitely theirs to lose, but congratulations to those 2 guys. Getting that Corsa to the end just goes to show it is a dynamic rally. All are welcome. That Corsa has been singing throughout the last 5 days, and it's been absolutely fantastic. That's pretty much us here.
That is done here. We're going to make it to the finish now. So if you stay tuned to the Roger Albert Clark Facebook page, we'll have more reaction and more updates as we go to the finish in Carlisle now as our winning competitors. And let's not forget, they've got to make it there on the road section before this is confirmed. And the results will be provisional probably into tomorrow, to be fair. But that's it from the finish of this punishing Pundershaw stage, the big one, the 38-miler that we've all been looking forward to so much. There's been so much anticipation from Matt Cotton, myself, Bex Hinton, Wayne Goldring and the rest of the special stage and MCR Motorsport teams. We will see you at the finish in Carlisle. Matt, I'll leave you to sign off.
Thank you, Paul. It's been an emotional journey for everybody this weekend. It's been a delight to have you all on board. It's been great to follow your journey as well as our own. Thank you to Bex, thank you to Paul, thank you to Wayne and the special stage team, all of the camera and drone operators out there this weekend. You have done an amazing job. See you all.
Robinson, he was in the stage earlier, he's not come through either. He was determined to win this one, wasn't he? This stage.